On this episode of Beer BS, we're celebrating episode 100, and we're doing in a big way. We've opened the doors. We're bringing back a lot of our favorite guests who have joined us in this first 100 episodes. We're going to be sharing some brews, telling stories, telling jokes. The banter is out of control. For everybody who has been with us this whole time, we're so glad that you can join us for this episode. You're in a good place. Welcome to the show.
It's Howard Blues and V. Mark Kidder. Pour a cold beverage, pull up a seat, enjoy time with friends.
Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay? Come on.
Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online at beerbluesbs.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special 100th episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast that's always outclassed, always overmatched, and is just too stupid to die. I'm your host, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
Well, hell, after 100 of these damn things, I'm about the same as the first time. Here, ready to drink. So we should probably do that. But you know what? This just isn't any other regular show. It's not just another night. It's number 100. I slow clap because I, for one, am amazed that we actually made it this far. And the fact that we're not counting all the other episodes to then get us to number 100 quicker. So that's 2 feats that we had to overcome to get here. So I'm happy to say that we are here finally. It only took, almost 2 years and lots of talent. And clearly it's not from the two of us. It's all these other yahoos that we got lined up with us. And it seems that the bar's wide open tonight. So let's just start going around the room. It's what's on tap. We do this right away. Let's get it going. Get a drink. Start having something tasty. What's on tap? Lots of people to get through. And so, Howard, who was our first ever guest?
Our first ever guest on the show, it's actually a tie because we didn't do that whole do a single guest at a time. The first ever guests on the show was in episode 5, an episode titled Good Brothers, and it was none other than the gentleman from Iowa, Rudeboy Kyle, and, of course, brother Niko coming in from Nebraska. So, gentlemen, welcome back to episode 100.
Congratulations, guys. It's been quite the journey.
Woo! Yeah. Woo!
Thanks for
joining us. What are you having tonight?
I have 99 Pills from Peachtree Brewing Company out of Knoxville, Iowa. American Pilsner. It calls it Smallz. Smooth, refreshing, has a malty sweetness, light floral notes, subtle hops, and it's named after the 99 counties in Iowa. So, cheers to 100.
Woo! What do you think of that? Good?
Very nice. And carrying on my tradition of not drinking beer on the show, I am enjoying a nice Tullamore Dew cider cask finish. So nice Irish whiskey that was finished for about 3 months in X cider barrels. So it carries on that nice appley fermentation flavor. So thoroughly enjoying it tonight.
Way to go, brother Niko. Thanks for coming back. Look at that little sniffer. That's a wonderful way to enjoy your Irish whiskey. That's a great way.
It's an excellent way to enjoy it. Yes, excellent.
So, Jaco, for our technically third guest, because number 1 was a tie, that was probably somebody else who likes to keep us well hydrated. Is it not?
It would be. It would be someone who gets referenced now, like almost every show. He made his first appearance in episode 12, Enter the Brewmaster. It's, of course, the LcL Geek.
Congratulations on your 100, guys. I got a special beer for this one. It's the Celebrator from the Einger Brewery in Germany. So I thought it was fitting to celebrate the 100th episode with a beer called Celebration.
Wunderbar.
And this is a Bavarian Double Bock. I've never had it before, so we'll see how it is. Got to get her poured into the old Beer Blues BS glass, though, first.
Wonderful. Which, by the way, you can get at beerbluesbs.com. Just click on merch. And then you, too, could have one of these quality glasses.
A fun note, this bottle has on the label stamped L 2011, which I assume is when it was probably produced. So
hopefully it was, I don't know, made sooner than that.
She's being a little angry on me, so I'm going to have to let her settle down before I have a drink.
All right. Well, we'll come back to you. We'll get back to you. Oh, well, you get to see Brother Smallz there. He's caught in the echo. Smallz was up there in the first not too many episodes either, because we shared the rally for Smallz. And Smallz, how you doing, man?
I am doing good to getting my health back.
We're very happy to hear that, and everything else is going okay.
Yeah, everything's going good. I'm waiting for my blood sugar to go down so I can get my last surgery. And by the way, thanks for having me on the show again. Congrats to your 100th episode.
Well, thanks, man. Now that our Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, you can be guaranteed to get your blood sugar checked and checked often. So very, very glad that Wilford Brimley won the Super Bowl this year.
Well, I know you guys are on top, but yeah, my sponsor is Mr. Logan Paul.
Oh, look at him. He's going to fly through the air and come to a dead stop about 20 feet up. Fall down like a sack of potatoes. Awesome. Well, welcome back to the show there, Brother Smallz. Glad to have you. Let's see, as we make our way around the room, who would you say, Howard, would be the next guest in the timeline of the Triple B?
Well, let me
because we know it's not the gentleman originally from Indiana, because it's not like he ever joined us anywhere near the origination of this show.
Right. Well, let me throw this out here since I did for everybody else. Brother Small's first episode was episode 52, and of course named Fortunate Son. Yeah. But if we're going back to the chronological order, we have to go back to episode 32, which was a special episode because you made reference to somebody else, Kidder. Starting in episode 8, we started basically trolling our good friend, the gentleman from Indiana, about being on the show, referencing him every week, and eventually put him in an actual race to see if he would be on the show before another guest who ended up beating him in episode 32. And the winner is, and it is, our only guest who probably has a sponsorship. That's right. The guy sponsored by the Spetzel Brewery out of Shiner, Texas. It's Farva. Farva, welcome back to the show.
Congrats on the 100th episode, guys. But
thanks, man. What a mustache you got there.
Thank you. Actually, I got the whole beard thing going. Letting it go. Letting it go. Fortunately, tonight, though, Coors Yellow Belly, keeping it American there.
The banquet beer tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. We're classing it up.
We're doing the banquet today.
Okay, good. I would have rolled out the fine tablecloth for the display back here had I known, but well, here we are. Glad to have you, Farva. Glad you got some time there too. Wonderful. Yeah. And then Howard, you mentioned that episode. We're continuing chronologically here. Who else is hanging out?
it would only be about 5 episodes later, episode 37, on an episode entitled Guns, Sangria, and Toilet Turtles. But we introduced the world to the official armorer of the Triple B, one JS Gunslinger. JS, how you doing tonight?
Gentlemen, good to be here. Sorry I'm late like I usually am, but, you know, I have a house full of kids upstairs.
That's, okay, because this time, I mean, maybe Jimi Hendrix is busy upstairs playing entertainment for the kids, so he won't interrupt our show this time. And then, you're not out carrying all the snow away from everybody else's house tonight or whipping cookies in parking lots with the skid steers. So, we're glad to have you back, like, in person.
Well, I'm glad to be here. I spent the last couple hours procuring an Xbox for the kiddo's birthday, and, well, Kidder heard all about it because I kind of screwed up. But kiddo was super excited, and they're upstairs. In about 3 minutes, they're probably going to be screaming their head off as soon as Overwatch gets done downloading. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't say what actually happened on the show, then it never happened and there's no recording of it. So that basement looks awesome, by the way. Good job.
Thank you. It took a while. So
Jimi Hendrix is locked in that closet behind you, right?
Well, actually, that's not a closet. There's no closets down here, technically, yet.
Okay. Well,
but we're getting
behind the custom wood molding then.
Yeah.
It's just a ghost of Jimi Hendrix. It's okay. He doesn't actually have somebody locked in the framework of his house that we know of.
We'll stick him in the shoe rack. We'll put him down there.
Yeah. Awesome. And what do you have tonight? Are you drinking some Dubliner tonight, or
I actually have a present or payment, whatever you want to call it, from the brewmaster. This is the one that's not the mini DNA, the Russian stout, something like that.
The Imperial, the Chernaya.
That one.
Gesundheit.
I've been saving it just for this.
Perfect.
So,
I think you're going to enjoy that one.
And there's no better way to take it off. Like you might take off your thumb, but with a giant knife.
Hey, we never said we're civilized around here. Look at that. It's not even trying to kill me.
Till he drinks it.
Damn, that's good beer.
Thank you.
You done good, Brewmaster. You done damn good.
Wonderful. So there's that. Now, as we continue our collection of collectivities, Howard, next people who joined us on the show. It's really a toss-up because we have 2 more guests to introduce to see what they're drinking tonight, what's going on, and who won out for not last.
Well, I'll put it this way: the person who's last shouldn't, feel bad about it. But the next guest came in at episode 47. Which was good. He won the second ever race we did for guests to see who would be on the show. After much taunting, we finally got to reveal who the gentleman from Indiana was in an episode entitled A New Challenger Approaching. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the king of the Cookie Gnomes coming to us all the way from Munchkin Land, Big D. Welcome back to the show.
Why, thank you. It's funny you put it that way because I recall I do kind of tower about 6 inches over you, but whatever, it's all good. Yep. So we got episode 100. Congratulations. It's the approximate number of trolls it took to get me on the show, the approximate number of people in this show. I would like to also throw out for the another race that I won, the first race or the winner of the first appearance of the Big D's Business Center. I made that race up myself retroactively.
The bathroom?
In a hotel. Yep. flush. Enough time wasting here, but because this is an earth-shattering 100. I got some monstrosity, which is probably going to make me regret my life choices, called Earthquake, high gravity lager, 24 fluid ounces, 10% alcohol. Okay, not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. It's actually pretty tasty. It's yeah, about average lager. It's all good.
I didn't know if you were going to throw up there or cheer. I mean, you had that look on your face.
Oh, you mean this one right here?
Yeah, almost.
We'll see how it hits after 24 ounces in you.
Yeah. Or was it one of this?
24 ounces to freedom. And speaking of freedom, we definitely couldn't do this show and get it out to more than, like 3 people without the one and only Clinton Cunanan of Another Lost Year, an actual celebrity on this show. Clint, welcome. Welcome back.
Hello. I don't know about an actual celebrity, but congratulations on 100, guys. I made you a custom image. There you go.
Well, I love it.
You're welcome. I mean, it took me a while to work on it, but I got it done just in time.
Now, make sure you
turn that into an NFT.
It's worth something, yeah.
Yeah. I just write NFT on there. That makes it one, right?
Yeah.
And since it's 100, I'm not much of a drinker, but I did manage to pull out some of Wisconsin's finest New Glarus for you guys, man. So,
appreciate that.
Now I gotta open it.
Need a knife?
I'll figure it out in a second. I gotta light.
Stick it on the edge of the coffee table, hook it on the coffee table, give it a whack on the top.
My wife would kill me, so I'm more comfortable with
But it's going to take a chunk out of the table, just a heads
up. No. A lighter. She'd be way happier with that. You know what? I'll get one of those in a second.
And just so you are aware, this is being recorded, so we will know if you do get murdered in front of the camera. So there is proof for court.
All right. Perfect.
We will avenge you.
Yeah, just leave your microphone unmuted. If there is any screaming, the recording will actually capture that video, and that'll be a whole lot easier for us.
Yeah, it's all right.
Nice blood curdling scream.
Use your teeth. You can do it.
Right. You know what? Just hang on. I'll be back. Just hang on.
I was going to suggest eyeball socket.
Oh, there's a good one.
While Clinton is doing that, just since I did this for everybody else, Clinton's first episode was episode 56, entitled Another Lost Year. It was also an episode that I was not on because it was while I was on hiatus for the birth of my daughter. So it was one of the many guests that Kidder brought in to cover while I was gone. So this is my first time on the show with Clinton. So
making history tonight.
Here we are.
Yeah.
And then there was 12 or 100. I don't know how many episodes.
We somehow made it. Stumbled through the internet to get here. Let me dig into the Triple B fridge right here. And, this seems like a good occasion to pull out a chilled glass and have a nice sip of blackened. Yeah. Blackened, yeah.
Make sure you add the muddled cherries.
Get the hell out of here. Who let this guy in here?
I was about to troll him with the cherry comment. You beat me to the punch, you magnificent bastard.
It's all right. I'm only late once.
So blackened is 45% alcohol by volume and a 90 proof, and this is batch number 89 right here, which, it's totally in focus. So you can look up the playlist on the Blackened website to listen to the playlist that was played for that. And if
5%,
you want
to take the hair right off your chest, maybe put it right back on your head. I don't know.
No, I've drank enough of it. It's not going to work. If you also want to get the actual recipe for an old fashioned, you can get this handy pint glass to have the perfect old fashioned, the Kidder approved old fashioned at beerbluesbs.com. Click on merch. And yes, no
Why does it say cherry?
No freaking cherry.
Oh.
No freaking cherry.
That is
Get the hell out of here.
totally a cherry in the very bottom. You see that red thing? It's totally a cherry.
That was bad graphic design.
Didn't you design it?
Nope.
Damn, hitting hard here.
That's good. That'll help take away all of the memory from the show.
Tastes better if there's a cherry in it.
You know, we could send a message to Mrs. Kidder and she could bring him down some cherries.
We don't have any.
He just has the bowl of the plastic ones for decorations.
With the grape and apple, and I'll have to put that over here too.
Now we know what we're getting them for Christmas.
Costco-sized jug of maraschino cherries.
Oh, this was $72. Here, watch as I football it out into the street.
Maybe FedEx will be able to deliver it without breaking it to you.
I doubt it. I thought that was USPS that time.
Yeah, it might have been UPS. I don't remember. It's one of the two big box ones.
So, brother Niko ended up sending me, I believe it was supposed to be 2 bottles of blackened. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct.
One of them made it back to him. And I say one of them because the other one was disintegrated in the packaging.
Yeah, made the bottle smell like it. Smelled like it, so that was nice, I guess.
So, 100 episodes in, and Howard's still pushing off something to drink.
I'm not pushing off something. I just knew that you were going to do something probably along the line of blackened, which is not as interesting as what I have. Because since episode 5 of this show, I tend to drink weird and out there things, and because I didn't make it over to your house for the Rumble, I still have this in my fridge, so I'm going to drink it. Those who watch the show or know about what I'm talking about, it's from the LcL Geek and the Oscar Blues Brewery. I have a can of Death by Coconut, which is an Irish-style porter brewed with coconut and chocolate. 6.5% alcohol by volume. I can almost guarantee this is probably not going to be dirty. Can't smell the chocolate. Kidder, you would hate this.
Sounds about right.
I say that because Kidder hates coconut, and you definitely can taste the coconut. But the chocolate is there. It's a very bitter chocolate taste.
Well, it's got like earthy undertones of chocolate, is what you're saying, Howard?
No. More, it's like
an oaky.
It's like a bitter dark chocolate, and not like a sweet chocolate.
Too much cacao.
Yeah, definitely not alcoholic chocolate milk like 1JS Gunslinger likes to drink. This is far more bitter than that. Weinenkugel, what was it? Chocolate Dunkin'?
Chocolate Dunkel. And it's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, if you like watered down chocolate milk, yeah, sure.
I believe.
Speaking of bitter,
I'm waiting to see where this transition goes.
by the faces that Howie's making and the just the coconut, I think I'd rather have that gas station gut bomb that Big D is drinking.
Hey, this is the Happy Harry's gut bomb. Just slightly classier.
Oh, well, I mean, at least it's not a 40.
Oh my goodness, no. One time in my life, 20 years ago, I'm still regretting it.
When you first held it up, I could have swore that was a can of Hurricane.
Yeah, don't think I've ever had that.
Steel Reserve.
Yes.
45.
The Hurricane and the Steel Reserve are some of the former locals' favorites. Kidder knows what I'm talking about. So does Farva.
Oh yeah.
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 Local Geek needs to stock those.
There we go.
You want me
Does
to
it
make
come in case?
It comes
Local
in
Geek,
more
you
than
should
pints.
you should do your best imitation of Steel Reserve.
Natural ice clone.
Oh God.
Hey, you don't party unless you got natty light, man.
And the pink flamingos to go with them.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, when it's hot out, the natter days are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That is the weird thing about them. I mean, it's like pink lemonade alcohol beer that isn't really beer or alcohol, but yet it tastes okay. Kind of confusing.
Yeah, I mean, once it gets above like 95, as long as it's liquid, it really doesn't matter at that point.
Oh, Death by Coconut. Off to JS Gunslinger.
Uh-huh.
There you go, Howard. You should have
once
saved
already.
for another 6 months. We could have offloaded it.
Just what proof or alcohol content are we looking at this for their local geek? Holy crap, I cannot English.
That guy was 10.5%. That might have something to do with it.
Cool. I got another one next to me that's 6.8, so this is going to be a good night.
Good thing you got a couch around.
You know,
there.
since we're talking cheap beer, I don't know if anybody else saw this, but Busch has a new product out that you can now purchase in stores.
Is it the dog beer?
No. Rude Boy did share that on an episode.
Aren't most bushes out? Isn't that the way they work?
We'll wait for this to pop up.
Waiting for Howard to get
Let's
it.
see.
Beer
Yeah.
soap?
Oh. Well.
Mhm.
I actually have a
my
bar of
goodness.
that.
Nope.
For those times where you want to smell like you've been at a bar, but not really go out.
Sir, is there any reason that I can detect the odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from inside your vehicle? Why, yes, it is my Busch soap.
Heavy Busch.
DI be damned.
Imagine
Hey, it's
getting
a-
all
yes,
hot
I want
and
to smell like
sweaty and
shame
having
and
that.
regret.
Ugh.
I'm totally Tober, officer.
Uh-huh.
You get all hot and sweaty, and that aroma starts wafting.
Oh.
It's like you left an open beer in a hot car.
God, no. No. We're not bringing up that today. No, God, no.
Oh, the
We have to now.
Magnum
I walked myself down.
Oh,
is that's what you want to bring up, Farva? The Magnum?
Oh, the Magnum.
Take a whiff,
Oh.
huh?
You just want me to get high from that.
I mean, if I took the cap off of that, we'd be well on our way. Like all of us would be well on our way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
pretty sure I can smell that from here with the cap on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just the worst thing about that night is the fact that we were making up a T-shirt for Farva in an enclosed car driving through Grand Forks. I'm actually amazed we made it to where we needed to go, but whatever.
Life has a way of working things out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of getting places and working things out, I mean, Clint, you've been traveling all over the place these days. It's kind of like the old days, really, right?
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit different. Not a different city every night. It's a little bit more fun than that. It's been last year. I worked with a couple fighters in the PFL. One of the guys actually won the championship in November, so that was a crazy experience to watch this dude fight $1 million all year, and then get one of those big $1 million checks. That was pretty cool. And then this year's just been it's been even crazier already. I've already been 2 separate recording sessions for over 11 songs, shot 4 music videos. I do a lot of wedding videography as well, and I think we've shot 6 weddings already this year. And just it's busy, man. Busy. For real.
You don't happen to need like a DJ on retainer, do you? I happen to know a guy.
Man, dude, I honestly had no idea how much money people really spend on DJs for weddings, but that's like where the money's at. Oh, except you got to work like super late, but yeah, I mean, they make wedding DJs paid, bro.
You're playing me up too much. Remember, I was a DJ at a skating rink. Don't bring me into that.
Listen, there's a reason why you can't be around schools anymore, and I didn't want to bring that up.
No, it wasn't that. It was the mustache challenge that my coworkers and I tried about 12 years ago. Oh.
He automatically had to register just because of his mustache.
Dude,
almost.
I've never been much of a mustache person, but for March, mustache March, man. So I've been working on this guy. You know, that's what we used to do on tour all the time. So when March would roll around, you just shave everything off but your mustache. And I just don't grow a lot of facial hair for a grown man. So I was like, you know what? This year I'm going to start in November. So this is like November's worth of mustache.
Since the last time you were on
good
the
effort
show,
so hard.
It's a good effort.
It's looking great. Just don't shave it off.
You know, I feel that I may be the only one here who is physically incapable of growing a mustache. I can't tell if Big D's got a Mexi stash going or what we got there.
I just didn't shave today. I was woke up in Norfolk, Virginia, flew all day, which is my own personal hell. I just didn't shave. I can do the mustache, I can do the goatee, but anything beyond that, I can't really do very much.
I'm going on about 3 weeks right here, and all I got is I don't know, 1/8 of an inch.
I'm in the same ballpark as Big D. This is like 2 or 3 weeks without shaving, and I got nothing over here.
See, mine just grows in blonde, so even if it is there, you can't see it.
I'm glad we don't have any kind of like charity thing where we need to actually grow out because half of the people on this can't grow. Although I'm very proud of Bob Giggles because he's been growing that since college.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
Yeah. Class 06. Here we go.
Former coworker of mine, he became a civilian again. He's been growing his beard ever since 2010, summertime. So has not cut it. It's down darn near to his belt at this point. Even pictures. It's pretty wild.
It's kind of like hurt your face. Like it just has to be uncomfortable at some point, right?
Probably, but he's, if I remember correctly, he was the kind of guy who just would not care. He's like, I'm doing it. I don't care what it's going to cost me, my sanity or whatever. He got married after he started growing it, so that's his wife must be on board with it.
He should join ZZ Top.
Theoretically, but he's completely bald. Imagine, not to be insensitive, imagine Kidder from here up.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Kidder shaves. Kidder shaves.
That's simply amazing. Like from here up, who knew?
I'm just trying to give the contrast to the length of the beard versus what is on top of his head. That's all. That's why I said not to be insensitive. I got to be nice to you once every 4 years.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of like saying, with all due respect, and then just laying down some dirty BS right after it. Like, not to be insensitive, but you're a dick.
Oh, but I said with all due respect, so I mean with all due respect.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you could pick Kidder's head out of like a lineup of bald people? Like if it was just like a bunch of bald heads like stuck to a table, do you think you could pick Kidder's head up?
If I had some sunglasses, sure.
Solar flare.
Freaking guide ships at night with that thing.
Yeah. I charge the FAA per night just to make sure that planes don't land in my neighborhood.
Get a bunch of laser strikes whenever something reflects off that thing, I bet.
You got to get an insurance break for that, right? Like your insurance is probably cheaper because of that.
Absolutely. Everybody sees me on the road.
I was seeing sundogs earlier at work today, and I'm pretty sure there's one on the left side of his screen.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure Future Howard is gonna add a couple lens flares to Kidder's view once this comes out.
I mean,
It'll look like a J.J. Abrams film.
Anamorphic, man.
You see the glare right there. See it right in the middle.
You're welcome.
You know, we probably could have saved the American taxpayer a whole bunch of money in the past couple of weeks. Instead of sending some damn F-22s or whatever to go blow things out of the sky, we could just take a really powerful flashlight, bounce it off of your head, and just aim it just right.
You know, if I get a magnifying glass of some kind on the other side to really harness the power of the refraction and reflection, then we can start pointing that thing. Screw Russia or China and their lasers. I got one right here, baby. It might actually brighten up.
Freaking looks like a Trans-Saharan Orchestra concert going on here.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need the tinfoil hat. I mean, he's already got it going on.
Yeah. It's great for microwaves. I was hoping that it would illuminate Farva too, so we could actually see him, but apparently it's just pretty dark down in Texas.
Yeah, it's a little dark down here.
We haven't shipped any power down there lately, so sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's okay. We'll just go back to the cowboy days, I guess.
Need another ice storm for us to be able to help you. I'll turn my head a little bit to the south.
Yes, turn it south for me, man. Warm it up down here.
Waiting to get back on the golf course too. Go out and kill all the golfers.
Anybody else ready for round two? Because I am.
I'm ready. Kidder is.
I've already had round 6, 7, 8. Thank you very much. Didn't think this was a dance competition with all you hosers.
I might have a new one for the show. It hasn't been on before, but we'd have to consult the brewmaster for that.
I know my second one's going to be a new state that hasn't been represented before. So.
Ooh, well, I got a Baltic Fire going on from Lakefront Brewery in what appears to be Wisconsin. It is a Baltic porter with vanilla, full rounded and roasted, made with chocolate and malt and vanilla.
Lakefront has not been represented before.
Well, there we go. This was even from the gas station.
Nice.
This should be good.
Nothing fancy on it other than 6.8% alcohol by volume, made in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and a normal Surgeon General's warning. Best by April 4th, 2023. Cool, I still got a face.
That sounds the
I'm gonna
classiest
nurse that one like
business
Howard.
center.
I'm sorry I trampled on your business center joke there, Big D.
Oh, I was just saying that sounds about as classy as Big D's Business Center. That's all.
Yeah. I was saying that, you could drink it through April 4th because then you'd be nursing beers like Howard.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not nearly as dark as the Russian word I can't pronounce, but it's quite good. You can really taste the vanilla, and you can taste kind of the roasted chocolate. A little bit bitter, not quite as dark and thick as the chocolate dunkel, but it's not bad.
He just likes the dunkel.
Their donuts are great.
Although the
sponsor the show.
at the last fine liquor establishment that Kidder and I visited, one of the descriptions of the drink that I had was, and I quote, "It is just like a chocolate or an alcoholic chocolate milk." Kidder tried it; it was amazing.
Mm-hmm. It was good. I was actually amazed because legitimately tasted that way.
That was
and it'll get you real screwed up too.
Yeah, that was the Smith and Currant is what that one was.
I always get it confused with the Smith and Wesson, but no.
Well, that's upstairs. I can get that too.
Yeah, me too. And then we get another wonderful person to join us. He's been on the show a couple times. Enter the Midnight Rocker, 101. He's got to unmute himself though, because that must be some setting that's magically on. Everybody get muted.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
There he is.
Hello.
Good to see you guys.
Got the conglomeration. He's coming to us from the gaming center, as it were.
Looks like Tron. It's coming to us from Tron. Maybe Tron.
Turtle,
You
some
know, we
turtles
probably could
back
have
there.
saved the American taxpayer a whole bunch of money in the past
And
couple
Howard
weeks
Blues,
instead of sending
because
some
just obviously thanks for joining us here, Midnight Rocker. But as we introduced everybody else in the show, Howard likes spitting some facts because it lets him not drink for a little bit. And he's bringing up the episodes, the titles, and whatnot. And Howard Blues, give us some truth.
Screw Russia.
Yeah, so since I did this for everybody else, the Midnight Rockers' first episode with us was episode 34, entitled The Midnight Rocker. That's right, we named it after him. He also would appear on another episode that had my favorite title, which was Rockin' the Neon Arcade, which was, that would be episode 80, Rockin' the Neon Arcade. So there you go.
Actually see him,
fun facts. If you flip over to the fun facts tab there, it tells you every episode a person's been on.
Yeah. Man, Loco Geek doing all the work for us.
Gosh. Local Geek, I would do that, but Google is running so slowly on my machine that if I pull up that spreadsheet, it probably would kill my computer.
So, hey, Clint, I mean, you might know some people who want to, throw out some sponsorships because they've got some extra money to burn. I mean, if we sponsor the show, maybe get Howard a new computer. I mean, we could get ourselves into the 20th century.
Hey, I did notice you guys just recently surpassed 100 subscribers, so congrats
That's
on
true.
that.
Yeah,
Thank you for liking us.
Good job.
Thank you all for subscribing because it helped us to chip away at actually hitting 100.
I made you guys a custom thing for 100 subscribers.
I love it, man. That's great. Can we make NFTs off that?
Actually, we're up to 102 is as of recording is our current subscribers. So yeah.
I updated it. Guys. There you go.
1012? Why did we get here? Holy crap.
It's good.
That's some great math. I like that. Can that happen to my bank account?
He should do the presidential portraits they do.
Yeah. Hey, Clint, can you get a new portrait of Howard and I? We've been using the same one for a good 10 years now. It's almost time we update it.
And you guys want like doing the Titanic thing? Like, who's Leonardo? Who's Kate? Which one?
Well, clearly I'm Leonardo because I'm drowning in depression with how I have to deal with this show every week. So,
I mean, I was going to say he was Kate and Howard was going to draw him like a French woman, but
draw me like your French woman.
If you just think about it though, like if you had to break that scene down between Howard and Mark, and you put both of them in the role of trying to both help. Like Mark is at 1 point draw and Howard's at 1 point draw and Mark. Like just those pictures alone, man, they're living rent free in my head right now.
It's worth the NFT.
I think you put some images in everyone's head that no one wants to see right now.
And suddenly
this is going to haunt my nightmares.
There's a steamed window and
Oh, shit.
That's just proof that I ended up actually seeing that movie 20 years ago. So,
who's holding who off the bow of the ship?
I tell you, there's some stern action happening.
I mean, if the buoy light goes out, we can, Howie can always hold up Mark and they can use him for the beacon.
They might have actually seen the iceberg had I been alive at the time. I mean, they'd all still be alive. It's been 92 years since I remembered.
Or I could see Howard and Kidder doing the Lion King reenactment.
Our blues cannot hold me. Oh, drink more beer.
What?
Hopefully we don't get sued. I don't know.
No, you switched up the lyrics. It's all good. There's no copyright infringement.
Right.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Clint, that passes, right? We're good.
I mean, you created it all right here, so you're fine.
I think it's fair use under parody, so.
Yeah.
Creative Commons license. Thank you. What else can we get for free on this show? Because we don't have a button. Midnight Rocker, how you doing, man? What do you got on tap tonight?
Bought some called Two Towns Cider House. Do this. Couple different flavors. The one right now I'm drinking is Pacific Pineapple. And then I got Crimson Bliss. And then the other one is Bright Cider Hard Apple. And the last one is Prickly Pear Cider.
You know, beer names are starting to sound a lot like weed strains, you know?
So, yeah, brewery out of Michigan.
Oh,
I'll just hop in here.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Super great. It's one of the best ones I've actually had so far.
I'll just hop in here quick with my second beer here. I've got the Kona Big Wave, which my thought behind having it was to knock off the Hawaiian brewery, but their bottle doesn't list Hawaii, even though their Wikipedia page suggests that the original brewery is there. So I'm thinking their stateside distribution is probably in the list of states that they have here.
He's a phony. And
they probably sold out to Anheuser-Busch just like Rolling Rock did.
They did sell out to a bigger company, which is where I think they got all the distribution from the stateside. But the Kona brewery still does exist in Hawaii, so I feel like we should be able to count it.
Count it.
I'll give it to him.
Sure.
2 points, Jackie. Count it.
Put it on the board.
He is the one who curates the list, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Put it in there. He's done more work calculating everything on this show and keeping records than all the rest of us combined. Thanks, LcL Geek. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, my next for round 2 is Kelowna Brewing Company's Quick Wit. A picture of Mark Twain on the can. It's a Belgian-style wit ale. Has the classic taste of bananas and cloves with a little bit of dried orange peel. So go down smooth. And
just a zest, huh?
Just enough fruit to get your taste buds going, but not too much to overwhelm them. So good for any season.
And Clint, how's your beer? Because you got it open now, right?
Yeah, but I told you I'm not much of a drinker. I was just participating. I don't even want to show you guys how much I've drank out of this thing.
All right,
you got to at least try
slow
the
beer drinker. You and Howard go.
Yeah, I mean it's you know, for not drinking beer, it tastes like beer. It's really not bad. The thing about beer that I really hate is like when it has like a really, I don't even know how to explain like the jargon that you guys talk about.
Beer face.
Yeah, it's not bitter at all. It's like
aftertaste.
Yeah, all right, I'll say this too. Like, if I'm not much of a drinker, but if I were to drink, like my preference would be like, I just like to. If I'm gonna drink, I'm drinking to get trashed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like socially drinking, so I'm like doing car bombs.
Bud Light, right?
Well, a car bomb suffices all of it because like the Bailey gives me the nice, tasty, flavorful after. You know, it's so it kind of this. As weird as it sounds, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like the aftertaste of like how Bailey's goes down. So it's kind of got that finish a little bit, so to speak. But it's not bad.
Enough description. That sounds good.
That is a pretty decent beer. I've got a clone recipe for it that I've been meaning to make and haven't got around to.
It's really good. So when I'm from North Carolina, but I live in Wisconsin now. But my roommate back in North Carolina, he he has like a microbrewery in the garage, and he has won all kinds of contests with this like key lime pie beer. But he would always say whenever I'd come back, he's like, "Man, you got to bring me some New Glarus," because it's like, you know, they only sell it here in Wisconsin. So I'd always be trekking it back to him. But like he's a big beer snob, but he loves New Glarus. I'd love for you guys to chat with him, because he's like a wealth of knowledge when it comes to that stuff. Sounds like you guys would probably go along really well.
It sounds great, but then, you know, we have to elevate our game and actually know something about something. So
we just bring LcL Geek. We'll be fine.
I got it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if you really like your aftertaste, you should really try a nice stout IPA, like extra IPA. It'd be great.
His favorite.
I'm gonna throw up just at the thought.
Especially if it has
You know,
coconut
I
in
think
it.
I gave Kidder one of the really good ones. I believe it tasted like lemon or lime Christmas tree is about how I describe it.
It was one of the Leinenkugel ones, and I didn't actually mind that.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you because it was terrible.
I was going to ask if you gave it to Howard like you did the Cunanan.
I don't know how that ended up at his place. I have no idea.
It's about half gone.
Come on, Howard, you can do it. Chug it.
I don't want to.
He probably won't make the same face you did when you polished off that stout.
I have made some bad decisions in the last few weeks when it comes to chugging beer to keep up, and you know, I'm gonna take it nice and slow on this one.
Just throw some cherry flavor in there.
What are you drinking, Howard?
I'm drinking this beer that Kidder pawned off on me. It's called.
It
Dead by
ended up there
Coconuts.
somehow. It wasn't me. I have nothing to do with it.
It's an Irish style porter brewed with coconut and chocolate, and it's like a real bitter chocolate taste, and then a real strong coconut taste. It's not my favorite.
It ended up in a bag that I
Just
gave.
need to chase it with an almond joy or a Mounds bar or something.
It tastes kind of like an almond joy. It ended up in a bag I gave Kidder because I gave him and Howard each some beers, and I was short one to give Kidder to just kind of make it an even handoff, and he passed it off to Howard anyway.
See, Howard, you just need to bite the bullet and try some soju.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
That's good stuff.
You just need to come down from Grand Forks, and we can make that happen.
We'll find a way.
My birthday's next weekend. Come on down.
But on that note, because you're talking about if you were a drinker, you just want to get trashed, you try a little soju, you will time warp. Like,
Yeah.
without, it'll be just cool hanging out, and then all of a sudden it'll be middle of next week.
Was it?
Just
Is it?
You mean tequila?
Yeah, right.
so there's a Korean. It's based on rice. I don't know if you classify it as wine or what the frig. It's wine is about as close as we would approximate based on rice. Fruity varieties are like 10 to 12%. The non-fruity red cap or green cap pushes generally 20%. Yeah, sneaks up on you.
It's pretty strong.
I mean, if you're using that to define wine, Bud Light is race-based too.
Is it like a sake?
Bud Light is water-based. Check it out.
Agreed.
So
Me, a craft beer. This is a cool. No, cool's right.
if it's Korean, does it still have the snake in it?
No. I think there was some Japanese sake ginseng liquor that one of my sweet mates in Korea had, just sitting on top of the fridge. It had something in the bottle. It was like an 8-year-old memory and I opened the thing, smelled it, and corked it right back up like I'm not touching this.
Sangria.
To my knowledge, the Koreans don't do that. I could be wrong. I've heard stories from a Vietnam vet that I know quite well of a bottle of something that had a cobra in the bottom of it, but I don't remember the name of it.
like alive, or this was alive, or it was dead?
Well, hopefully it wasn't still alive because it was swimming in a bottle of liquor.
I don't remember seeing any snakes in Korea, so maybe not.
It was.
Put some snakes in your next batch you brewing.
No, probably not. Although I do have another one in the works, I think so.
Whoa, look at that. The spoiler. And what's the next one going to be?
So I got the porter done that we talked about the last episode I was on. Probably bring that one to you guys in the next couple of weeks to have on the show. And then my buddy that I brewed that with, he wants to do a Maibach. So I think we're going to do one of those in the near future.
How do you decide on what the next thing you're going to brew is? Like
Typically for me, I go off of styles that I enjoy. End the season, like when I did the one that JS Gunslinger had earlier, I brewed that to kind of have for winter beer. So I brewed that in, I think it was like September-ish, October maybe. And then it was ready to drink by the time the cold weather really hit.
Yeah. So do you find something like is that a recipe that you found, or is that like one that you kind of tweak on your own? And you're like, you have kind of like a mood board, so to speak. Like I want these kind of tones going on for like a winter beer or whatever. Like,
usually what I'll do is I'll pick the style that I want to do, and then I will get a general idea off of the internet of what people use for a recipe, and then I'll tweak it for what I'm really looking for a flavor profile or alcohol content. In that case, I was shooting for something as high as I could get it. And that's why he's the triple B brewmaster. That one was the one I just wanted to do. I wanted to see how high I could brew it. I don't normally drink super high alcohol beers. I like the ones that I drink 4 or 5 of them and not be totally trashed if I drink them. But that one was kind of a fun one just because I wanted to see what I could do with it.
JS Gunslinger will try 4 or 5 of those 12%ers.
You're damn right. I think the foam on that stuff was about 15-20% because that's got some snort to it.
Yeah, he's like, he found pizza. I don't know. It just showed up.
Hey, man, that's the only thing I've eaten today, all right? Back off.
And he's got a 12-ounce or 10.5% beer in his belly.
Now we know how he's all jacked up.
That one's gone. I'm at the 6.8 now, and then after this, I forgot, but there's still a mystery like half case of beer in the back seat of my pickup that Kidder left in there from the other day.
That's right.
Oh, great. So
I almost forgot to give him I almost forgot to bring it over to him. I was like, wait, hold on. I went running down the street.
Don't leave. I want to say this, like, a lot of my friends don't drink. They're more into weed. So, but like it's funny because me personally, I'm like, oh shit, man, I just found a joint that I didn't know that I had. And he's like, oh man, there's like a half a case of mystery beer in my trunk. It's like, I wonder if this is the way, man. It totally is. Like,
it was hidden underneath the coverall. I didn't remember until literally we started this episode.
Did you finish off the other ones I gave you?
Yes, the mini did I think they're both the mini DNAs. One was 1 year and the next year, whatever. But they were damn good.
Then there was, I think I gave you the wheat as well.
You might have. The wheat might have been the first one I drank. Yep, I think that was the first one I had. I haven't had a bad one yet. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Yep.
This Russian thing was really good. That was the best one yet.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Like I said, I don't normally go for a high alcohol, but that one I did enjoy. And when it gets cold, I'll usually have one. I still got a couple bottles left.
Yeah, if dark had a flavor, it's that.
you guys being beer aficionados though, like, so when you go out to restaurants and stuff, how do you order beers? Like, what's your go-to? If like
tall,
we order whiskey.
All right.
Me personally, I try to go for something local if I'm out of town, or even in town too. I'll try to hit the local breweries if they've got them on tap. Otherwise, I'll usually shoot for something dark, either a stout or a porter.
Okay.
I generally won't.
Yeah, that was like go ahead,
Kidder.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that it was Niko. He had that I'm saying something face, and my webcam partially covered Big D's face. So I was just going to say that last time visited the Des Moines way, Rudeboy Kyle and I went over to the store and basically cleaned house on everything that was local, what's Iowa based. And I think it was a good 2 months of debuting an Iowa beer 3 times a show, but something different and from all over the state of Iowa and even Nebraska. I think I got a couple of those in there too, but tried to get as many different beers and types of beers and whatever is locally made, and even some of the ones we've had in the past years that I really enjoy, like those 4-packs, kind of like what is that, blackberry and blueberry. I forget what else. The white cans that are like the pints. And there's 4 of them.
Are you talking like the ciders?
Yeah, those. Yeah,
those are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason that Iowa
down east
for a long time was the most represented state for breweries you guys had on the list. Recently was surpassed by Minnesota, though.
Ooh. Well, we got to change that.
Wisconsin's got to be pretty high up on the list with all the linees and whatnot that we've had.
Well, it's breweries, not times consumed. So Wisconsin is only at 2. Minnesota's currently at 12, and Iowa's at 10.
What? There's 2 tonight. New Glarus and
I added 2 tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't put those on the list yet.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you guys doubled the score. Good job. Tallying it quick. Here we go. Big D, sorry, you were saying.
I forget what I was saying. Oh, wait, no, I remember now. So, yeah, the question was, when you go to restaurants, what do you normally order beer-wise? I normally don't, but that's just me. I lived out of country for too long, so I'm turning into kind of a beer snob. 5 years in Europe will kind of do that to you.
Have you had
Happy Harry's doesn't sell Chimay anymore, those sons of bitches.
Have you had the Celebrator that I had overseas?
I don't think so.
Was it Steel Reserve Part 2?
No, it was actually really good. It wasn't a beer flavor, really. What I would more put it in line with would like a barley wine style.
It'll get you drunk.
Sounds really good. See, the Kidder's got me turned on to these like fancy whiskey drinks now, and so now every time I go to a bar, I got to try an old fashioned, and then with cherry. I mean, you got to throw the cherries.
No.
And then I've been really kind of happy with the last 2 Irish coffees I've had, because both of them have been phenomenal.
Do those have Baileys in them?
I believe these had whiskey and coffee.
Oh shit! That's like Dr. Dre's way of drinking coffee, I guess.
One place that had Jameson whiskey as the whiskey, and then I don't remember what the other one was. It might have been the dealer's choice.
I went to this bar in LA one time, and it was a Jameson bar where they had like, you got like the 10-year, 12-year, and on up, but they were like ridiculously priced. Jameson is a dangerous beverage.
It's a pretty wonderful whiskey, I will say so. If you've tried their Gold Reserve or Gold something, it's really, really freaking good. It's wonderful. Just the standard stuff is okay. Their Caskmate stuff, if you like kind of a beer flavor in your whiskey, the cask flavor is good. I haven't tried their orange because it sounds terrible. I don't know why anybody would put orange in whiskey, but it sounds horrid. I have not tried that one. I have tried the Gold Reserve. I've tried the 10-year. The standard one, there's been many of them. The Caskmates have been good, and there's one other one that's been pretty good. But I think the only one I haven't had yet is the orange one, because no.
It's an orange zest. That's all you need.
Have you had the cold brew? They also have a cold brew that's pretty good.
I went pretty hard on that bottle. That was my weekend coffee creamer. I mean, additive. Saturdays when I didn't have anything to do, it was coffee and cold brew, and yeah, because why not?
At least you were adding it to something, not drinking it straight.
Yeah, the gold I can drink straight. The rest of it, not so much.
So, Clint, I do have to say, next time you make it up to this neck of the woods, we'll take you out to both of the places where JS Gunslinger and I've been hitting up past a few months here to get you an Irish coffee and some car bombs, because they do the Irish car bombs at the Irish bar, the Irish pub. Of course they would, because
they're so delicious, man. I hate that that's. So when I was in the Army, man, my roommate, he was from New Jersey. He was like this Irish Catholic dude, man. All he did, like,
it's a Jersey thing.
That's all. I mean, all we drank, and it would be half gallon a night, man. Like, just paint. And so, like, that was Jameson was really the only time when I drank consistently, and then every now and then you'd catch me out, like we'd be playing some shows, and then you have one car bomb, and one car bomb turns into like 10, then 10. You know, it turns bad from there.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it's true. And the Irish place also does Irish breakfast shots, or breakfast all day shots is what they call them. And it's a little piece of breakfast sausage on the shot glass. And there's orange juice and what the hell is it? It's like
whiskey.
It is whiskey, but I want to say it's like maple syrup whiskey.
I was gonna say syrup, man.
It's the hair of the dog that bit you.
Yeah,
I think it's Jameson, but it does taste like breakfast, like pancakes.
Yeah.
I think it's Jameson, maple syrup, orange juice, and breakfast, an actual like little piece of sausage that they stick in there.
It's delicious, and yeah. So we'll have to partake.
All right.
When you come visit,
I'll do it, man.
It'll be good.
I'll do it.
It'll be great. And then we'll take you across the river, and we'll get you an old fashioned the way that it's supposed to be made.
Kidder, do me a favor. Really quick, get your remote control for your light set up. Turn it red.
You want this remote? Sorry. You said I have to know something about lighting physics because it's coming from the back. It's a backlight for a reason. The four lights, you know.
Can't you change the front lights to red too?
No, I got to get the gels out.
I know you can. You have it. You can do it. You just don't want to.
Well, then I have to get up. Like what?
You also don't seem to pick up the idiosyncrasies that I know about the lighting. I just want to be a dick. So there's that.
So how's that different from normal?
Exactly. So that's thing one. Thing two, Clint, you mentioned you were in the Army. Where are you stationed out of?
Fort Bragg.
You son of a bitch. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Because I was there too.
Oh yeah, you ran up and down Ardens, huh?
I was so I'm Air Force, still active duty. Does the term SWO mean anything to you?
Oh, it's been.
Or what brigade were you under?
I was in 82nd. I was in I was in the Signal Battalion for a while, and then I was in the 7th Brigade Detachment. So.
Okay, so you weren't airborne.
I was airborne. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was one of those a-holes telling the pilots they couldn't fly.
You guys put us out in the trees more times than not, man. Like Green was a shithole, man. Like I hated it. The dudes at Pope. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like I went out in the trees at least 3 times, man. It was a good time. Bragg was a good time. It was the best and worst time of my life, for sure.
Yeah, my favorite part of Fort Bragg, leaving.
It's bad. Didn't they I left Bragg in, it was late 2006. But
oh shoot, that's been a while then.
Yeah. Pope is.
I only left there about a year and a half.
Oh wow,
ago,
yeah. So it's it's probably a whole different world from when I was there, really. So it was a great time. I had a good time. No, I didn't.
Nah, the 82nd, they go, and being slow as we go with them, went with them. So yeah, all 3 of the BCTs in the cab, yeah, they did not. I don't know when they slept. So
my first run in division, I went straight from basic AIT straight to jump school, and then I took. It wasn't quite 30 days. It was like 27 days I took off, and I was just like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. Because in jump school, week 1, you run maybe 10 miles. Week 2, you run maybe 20 miles. But week 3, jump week, you run 45 miles in that week. And I was just like, man, I'm not running for 20-some days. And then my first run in division, it was a 12-mile run. And I'm like, they're like standard formation. We're going for a 12-mile run today. I'm like, are you f***ing kidding me? Like, we're not. This is not real life. Like, you are f***ing me. But it was brutal, man. They like to run division. God dang, they like to run.
Yeah, I will say, there is something that the Army did get right. So as far as like flight physical, to jump out of friggin' helicopters and jump out of the back of airplanes, static line, y'all got it right. The Air Force, even if it's just static line qualified, the Class 3 flight physical, you have to do everything that Class 3 otherwise would entail. For y'all got it right. Do you have a pulse? Can you breathe? Can you do this? Yeah. You're good.
It's pretty much, let me look in your ear. Can you pop your eardrum? All right, cool. You're good, man.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. But the Air Force guys, man, they like this. I lived off post, and there was this chick in the Air Force that lived beneath me, and she would always be like, "Oh my God, PT was so rough today." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? You leave after me, and you're here when I get back. Like, it can't be that bad." She's like, "Oh, we had to run like 1.5 miles today." I'm like, "Shut the hell up, man."
Yeah. One of my favorite pastimes in the overall umbrella of trolling, which multiple people here can appreciate, is screwing with the junior enlisted soldiers. I had them convinced that we would get hardship pay when the air conditioner would go out and the chair stopped swiveling.
Nice. Grid coordinates for the dumpster.
Yep. They were afraid of me, but I mean, that at the time they saw a little gold bar on my shirt and they'd be like, ah. So that I took some sadistic pleasure in that, although I didn't exploit that because that would just be a dick move. I'm prior enlisted too, so like I don't play that game, but it made me chuckle inside.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, prior enlisted is better than just being, straight OCS.
Yeah. I was the oldest lieutenant in the squadron at when I got there to the 18th at the tender young age of 35. All my colleagues were 22, barely out of diapers.
Yep. So good, man.
I tried to enlist, but they said I couldn't hear good enough to hear the mortars coming in, so the Marine Corps went, "Nope, screw you, you're out."
Dang, you could have gone to a different one, man.
Yeah. I got some other issues that should have bothered me, major medical issues, and they looked at that and went, "Nope, we don't give a but oh, you can't hear? Oh, sorry, man, you're out."
Yeah.
I get in the hearing booth, and the second I put the earphones on, it goes beep.
Yeah, you have never had as much self-doubt in your life as when you're sitting with those headphones on doing an audiology test.
Yeah. We in MEPS we had this old German lady that had been there since the beginning of time, and she's the one that did your physical, your full medical physical, and yeah, she was not a nice. She was a nice person and not a nice person all at the same time.
That is just the
on.
That's just the German culture, and I say that having lived in Germany for a couple of years, and my wife lived in Germany, completely separated from anything military for a couple of years before we even met. She's like, "Yeah, that's just how they are. Very direct, very off-putting to the standard upper Midwesterner."
Yeah, I mean, I was 18. I was right out of high school, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna ace this, and it's gonna be good. I go into the office with her, and she goes, "Turn around and spread them." I'm like, okay.
And that's when JS Gunslinger lost his innocence.
Yes.
Well, on the topic of on the earlier topic of flight physicals, I was bitching about a Class 3 flight physical. If you get the Class 1 flight physical, it's that plus this. So
Yep. Thankfully, she never did that, but
could have been worse.
Those audiology booths that they're thing like the ones at the hospital are no joke for keeping everything out too. Like they totally block our Wi-Fi signals. We have to place access points around them to make sure we have coverage across the building because it won't go through.
Don't worry, we're gonna take a picture of you, and I'm gonna go on the other side of this wall first.
Yeah, right.
Put an audiology booth between you, you'll be good.
Yeah.
The recruiter neglected to mention until after I took the test that all I needed to do was this during the hearing test, and I'd have been fine. Just hit a button as fast as you possibly can.
You're right.
I'm glad you said that there's a button involved because I was wondering.
Yes.
No, kidder, that was separate from the turn around and spread them. So
is that the medical?
Yes.
Oh, it's not the medical, right? It's a hearing test. There's so many things. Oh, it's so confusing to get into the military, I guess.
You see,
No, kidder, you'll go blind if you keep doing that. Kidder.
Apparently, they're not worried about your hearing anymore.
You do all the hard and scary things first, like the duck walk and the meeting with the scary German lady and everything else. And then
I will make you pass if you do something special.
You pass all of this stuff and you think, hey, I'm in the clear next week. I'm going to be going to San Francisco or Camp Lejeune. And then you sit in the booth and all you hear is church bells. Yeah. Oh well.
Sorry, man.
I beat myself up over it here and there, but you know what? I can still walk. So
Yeah, dude, it's probably for the best, man. Like for real, like that's probably a blessing, dude.
yeah, man. I enlisted in 2005 in the Marine Corps, and it would not have been good for me. I had a wicked farm accident when I was 5 years old and just about took my entire left foot off.
Yeah.
And there's no way boot camp and jumping out of planes would have been good for that. So
hey, you know what? You went through the process, bro. Like this, you did.
I tried. I tried. So after that, I went a little bit different direction and did the civilian route, and yeah, did that for about 10 years, and yeah, we don't talk about the ending of that one.
We don't need to talk about that on this show. We're supposed to have a good time.
Exactly.
Speaking of a good time,
yeah, we're reminiscent, but we're also bringing up good life advice. Life doesn't always go the way you think it's going to go. Life doesn't always go in a straight line, but you know what?
A box, a shock.
You're breathing. You got a job. You got income. You're supporting your family. That's success, as far as I'm concerned. No matter civilian, military, doesn't matter.
Right.
Taking care of business, whatever that looks like. That's success.
Big deal.
Yeah, went from that to turning wrenches. So is what it is.
I get philosophical when I have alcohol in my system.
Someone's got it because I just get home.
I've got a poll to pose to everybody here. Since I'm out, should I have my new porter that I brewed, or should I have one of the just generic domestics I have in my cooler?
Clearly, the porter that you have on tap behind you, because none of us have that ability to just go, oh, what's on tap? Oh, I'll just lean over and pull a nice pour right here.
Oh, I got my own.
Another NFT.
I got my own NFT. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
Should I drink this fancy homebrewed one-of-a-kind beer that I have, or should I get some gas station? You know the
Well,
answer.
you know what? It is beer, blues, and BS. I got to have some content once in a while.
You bring
unless you're getting a steel reserve, you better have the porter.
Yeah.
I mean,
and in that case,
he's gonna run down to the gas station real quick. He'll be back in 15.
in which case we need to rename the show Beer, Blues, and Sadness.
I've got a PBR in there. That's about as close as I get to a steel reserve.
Oh my goodness.
PBR is like fine cuisine compared to steel reserve.
Yep.
That's a low bar.
Well, I mean, when you're hitting the low, you might as well go for Loco at that point. It'll either get you screwed up or it'll kill you. I mean, maybe
this was in the same cooler as Fore Loco, so for what that's worth.
I would almost rather drink their swamp water I wring out of my shoes than a steel reserve.
Hey, speaking of reserves, I got this out of the fridge. It's been waiting for a while. It's a simply spiked watermelon flavor of the lemonade, and this one has natural flavors like the rest of them. It does contain alcohol. 5% per volume is 12 fluid ounces. And guess what? It has real fruit juice in it. Squeezed, then concentrated. How much fruit juice? 5%. Real setting the bar. Real high.
How do you go from Metallica whiskey to that?
Because it's one of the only one that I have left in my fridge. I have to go to the store.
I'm really going to have to get Kidder some of this porter pretty soon.
This is gluten free.
Have you guys tried
free.
the Mountain Dew one at all?
We had the sampler pack of the Mountain Dews, the regular, the Baja Blast, and the gross ass cherry something or other, right?
Right.
You're better off adding vodka to Mountain Dew instead of drinking that malt stuff.
Mountain Brew.
They were all right. They just tasted like diet.
Or even
versions of the sodas.
Sonic, the Sonic restaurant version, they made seltzers. Ugh.
That sounds horrible.
Good.
Yeah, not very good.
not my favorite.
Clint's like, that does not make me want to drink at all.
No, man. I seriously, I just sit here and listen, and it's like talking about all these different flavors of beer, and I mean, he was saying that he'd rather drink a couple, like 4 or 5 beers where he could continue instead of having 4 beers and being smashed. Like, what's the point in drinking? Like, you guys just drink just to drink? I mean, I don't know.
Flavor. It's yummy. Why do you eat a steak? Because it's freaking delicious.
Yeah, okay, all right, I guess. That's a valid point.
Really want a steak now.
It depends. Am I mowing lawn? Because if I'm mowing lawn, I mean, I'm going to pound either Natter Days or Summer Shandy all day long.
I got to get you a grapefruit shandy still made too, don't I?
Yes, you do, actually.
It's on my list for this spring.
Heck yeah.
Kidder, I got to ask you, as far as your beverage there, is it fruit juice or is it fruit juice?
It in the overall taste, it's kind of a half and half between the juice and like juice, because it is the sweet watermelon, syrupy taste, but you get that, fruit juice, like a fruit snack kind of at the end. So it's like, yeah, and you're okay.
What would you get for a rating?
2.138.
3.14.
Repeating it, of course.
This episode is going to be really fun if I'm not paying attention for the what's on taps to get everything documented.
I'm going to be all over the place.
What do you?
It occurs to me. I've been nursing this for the half hour, and I didn't do part 2. Red's Wicked Apple, 8%, 24 ounces. The end. It's yummy.
I like those too. Those are
Jimi
great.
Hendrix came in for a second there because his camera was going off and the microphone's going, but nobody was there. Like Jimi Hendrix is back.
The mystery box is out.
Jimi Hendrix
Are you
brought him some
talking?
beer.
Are you talking about
I had to
JS
go dig-
Gunslinger
I
coming
had to
in,
go-
or are you talking about the fact that Howard Blues had King Koopa on his chair the whole time he was incognito, and we couldn't get it in there because no sound was coming from his side of the microphone?
Oh, it's in there. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Howard Blues is a professional and knows how to mute.
I had to
not
go
gonna
dig
prevent
through this
you from
mystery box of
getting in here.
booze that Kidder left me.
Did you find a steel reserve in there?
I did not, although I found.
I have class, damn it.
Oh yes, you sure do. Uh-huh. Citrus IPA and Imperial IPA.
It actually sounds pretty good.
Who wants them?
Send them to El Forco Grande.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we
come
go.
on, come on up here. You get here like 3 in the morning.
Are you on DoorDash?
Although, I mean, this stuff just looks terrible. Smirnoff Ice Blue Raspberry Lemonade.
It'll screw you up. Look at the alcohol content on it.
4.5%.
Jeez.
Crooked marker, organic, organic, super grain. Yes, super grain alcohol, 5%, 0 sugar, infinite flavor. We might have to try this one. Just wow, they actually put ingredients on this one. Holy cow! We're gonna have to go with this. Purified water, organic alcohol. How do you make organic alcohol? Organic natural flavors, less than 1% of organic lemon juice, organic stevia leaf, sodium citrate, and citric acid.
I can't wait to see what your face looks like when you taste that.
Well, we're gonna
I've
go
had it on the show before.
Let's
let me give you a thematic preview.
All right, let's go for some crooked marker.
I hope to high heaven my airmen never see me on one of these.
Let's be honest, nobody ever sees these, so you're safe.
Holy, yeah, that is terrible.
Yeah, he just went Chris Farley.
Wow, that is one of the worst things I have ever consumed. Ugh. Good Lord, that's terrible.
I legitimately feel bad for making a wise ass crack in that because it took the focus camera away from you in that, and your reaction prior to you bringing it back to yourself was epic.
Oh, that is horrid. Like it's. I mean, I'm kind of on this. I'm kind of on this health kick thing, so I'm not eating sugar and much of it anyway. But I can do stevia, but this stuff's bad. But we're gonna drink it.
5%.
Gross.
Look. That's great. So,
I don't even know how to describe that. Like it's
a hint of lemon and lots of shame.
lemon stevia water is like all I take. Or lemon stevia vodka. How's that?
Organic.
Yeah. Take Kharkov, squeeze a lemon into it, and then just pour the bottle of stevia in there, and then slam it.
Oh my goodness.
That's kind of how that tastes.
Just gonna say, Clint. I mean, that makes you pretty excited to come visit, right?
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
If he reaches into the fridge and just pulls something out, run.
No, I don't have any more of these. The problem with all of these, they were multi-packs because like these, you know, it's the Simply Lemonade and Simply Orange, a legitimate brand of orange juice and lemonade. So I wanted to try these. Are they good? No. Should they be sold? Probably not. Am I going to buy them again? No, I've already made enough content of them on this show. So no, we're done with that. But Rude Boy, you got a refill. What do you got?
I went and made a spice rum and coke.
How spicy is it?
Let's see. Pretty good.
Is it like
I'd call it just
3-finger
out there.
spicy or 4-finger spicy?
I'd say between 3 and 4.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's more like a 6-finger.
Ooh.
Why do you think I like going to Iowa so often?
I'd say with the ice between 3 and 4.
That very table and kitchen, we've had many a cold brews and alcoholic concoctions.
The episode we hosted out on the deck.
You guys ever go to Zombie Burger in Des Moines?
I've been there.
Yeah.
It's good for the 1 or 2 time visits, but the novelty wears off pretty quick.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little pricey myself when I went, but it was good. But
yeah, I mean it's good for trying a different style or kind of burger, because I'd say the you pay for the uniqueness and the theme of the restaurant as much as you do the food.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's one place we didn't get to go last time, but maybe next time.
Yeah.
I prefer.
We did go to Bebop's. Yes, El Bait Shop was good, and their 300 tap beers. It's not 300, but it's like 150 tap beers.
Yeah.
El Bait Shop.
There's another place downtown called Fong's, right?
Yep. Fong's Pizza. They're open till like 3 in the morning. They're famous for their crab rangoon pizza.
Yeah, we used to,
or is it actually good?
It is really good.
Okay. It sounds really good.
Since we're talking food a little bit, have any of you guys heard of the McDonald's McCrispy? Well,
like a chicken sandwich.
It is, but I think you can only get it in a few sizes. But McDonald's got into a little bit of controversy over the.
I thought he was going to ask about the Cardi B.
One more page, Google. Can you do one more page, please?
I thought I was okay using Chrome. Internet Explorer doesn't exist anymore. Windows removed it.
Oh, you see,
This
That
was a
is in
real
England.
thing.
What the
That's
frick?
the hilarious part about it. It's a real photo.
Half the time, it's product placement.
I'm getting kind of hungry right now.
Is that in England or Ireland?
It is in England. For the audio listeners who can't see this, it is a bus stop that has the ad for McCrispy, but it's right next to a sign that says crematorium and pointing just to the left off camera.
Why did I not see this when I lived there? I would have caused an auto accident laughing my ass off.
Because it just went up like a month ago. So
my bigger question is who needs directions to the crematorium? Like, not that many people tend to go there.
Do not look at the black smoke off to the left. There's nothing happening over there. Please continue on your travels.
I could throw in a really bad one right now, but I'm going to refrain. It's a kid's show.
Sure. You might as well throw it out. I mean, it's not.
They just didn't want people being confused for McDonald's voting for a new Hamburglar or something. And what's that smoke?
Oh, that was just Grimace. we had to grill him because we got hungry. See, you wanted this to go dark. You might as well. Oh, look at that face. Bitter beer face.
Sterling says happy 100.
Woo! Shit is terrible.
Did he have some more dog beer?
Oh.
We gave him one for the Super Bowl.
Oh.
The big game for licensing purposes.
Sure.
What did Sterling have to say about the Bush dog beer? Is that what he got?
Oh,
or was it a different one?
Yeah, it was. I think I still have a can of it left. Let me go see.
Okay, see you later.
We gave our cat some of that. They have like a wine version, a little shooter bottle. So on the Super Bowl, we gave them 2 each. It's like with catnip in it or whatever.
Oh dang! They got
Pretty. It was pretty lit in here, man.
Did they actually like drink it?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, the dog brew from Bush.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
The beer they call Bush.
It's a pork bone broth that they made and manufactured and threw it in a can and made it as Bush dog brew. So
something that people will buy.
So is that alcohol or
dogs?
No, it's just a pork bone broth. It says on the bottom made for dogs, and I think there's a specific warning. It says intended for dogs only, because it says
have a sip.
Tell us about the flavor.
But have you tried it? That's the thing.
I had a small sip.
Tried on the show.
Did you feel urgency on a fire
wasn't on the
hydrant
show
when you were
and you
done?
didn't record it. It doesn't count. You need to buy another one.
If I crack it open, then I'd have to give the rest of it to him. But
Ooh,
ingredients is bone-in pork butt, whole corn, celery, basil, mint, turmeric, ginger, and water.
No, they ruined it with the basil.
Oh,
I feel like there was a restaurant up in Newcastle in northeast England that sold that, but it was a pet friendly restaurant, and it was specifically for dogs because, of course, the can says it too. So.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the coffee place that has the puppuccinos.
Or the pup cup.
Well, whatever they are. I don't have a dog. I don't care.
Yeah. No, they get you a pup cup and they put little doggy biscuit in there, and they don't tell you it's a doggy biscuit. They make you think it's for your 3-year-old.
About the same.
I mean,
either way,
my 3-year-old would eat it. So
hungry.
So Kidder, is there anything in this box that doesn't taste like absolute garbage?
I mean, these are fine. They'll get you messed up.
Yeah, you didn't give me the watermelon one. I just got the lemon.
Yeah, that's better than this. I gave you something better. I hadn't had this one on the show. You're welcome.
You could try chewing on the cardboard of the box. It might be a little better. I don't know.
Flavor there.
It might taste better.
Some flavor.
Do I try blueberry lemonade or just straight lemonade? Which one's worse?
Probably the blueberry
I'd say
one.
start with a lemonade first and then move to blueberry, so then you have a baseline.
Ugh. I hate you guys.
I mean, he's still drinking it. So there's that.
Here's number 4.
Woo! Woo! On our way to 100. Yes, let's go.
Well, that tastes a hell of a lot better than that crap that I had in the previous one.
You're welcome.
No, that's at least drinkable.
You're catching up to how many I had on the last episode I was on. I don't remember. I had 4 or 5 that day.
He doesn't really remember the episode either.
They were all 10%ers.
Clint's like, you guys are a bunch of alcoholics, and this is a meeting. So
I'm just observing. I'm like, so really, the point of this is you guys are just trying to see how many different beers you guys can get on the show. And just get wasted and hang out with the homies. And I'm like,
we have had a couple of those, and it's really been when like Niko, Rudeboy, and I have been in Iowa there together, and then poor Howard sitting there going,
yeah.
This isn't as fun. I'm not there.
I can tell you they've had 100 episodes and they still have 20 out of the 50 states that they haven't had a beer from.
dang, man.
I mean, I'm a couple episodes behind on the spreadsheet because I add them as I watch the episodes. But
so what you gotta do is you have to like really figure out which states are left, and then you gotta start targeting people.
Well, I've got a list and they're highlighted.
Yeah. See, that now becomes a mission. It's like a mission to fulfill the states now. So it's It's every week you have a driven purpose.
It's a mission from God.
Yeah.
Right. And part of the problem with that is, being here in North Dakota, we don't necessarily get a beer from every state that's available for purchase at the store. And so like Howard and I will go to the mix and match section where you can make your own 6-pack and grab one of these and these and these and, content for the show. And you end up with stuff like this that was made in
1982.
No.
I mean, it might have been. It's a known lemonade company. Maybe
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, baby.
Maybe it's the lemonade that went bad and fermented on them, and they had to sell it somehow.
Yeah, see, we can get like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and North Dakota up here, and that's all the options we get.
It's funny you say that because South Dakota is one that they haven't had yet.
See?
Because nothing good came out of South Dakota.
Hey, Crow Peak's got some good beer.
Howard Blues is about to drive over there and punch you in the dick.
Yeah,
I don't know why that
South
sentence
Dakota
came out of my mouth. There's no reason for it at all. I mean, what do they have? A mountain with some faces on it?
So you joke around. I was at the USO in the Minneapolis airport earlier today, and there was a Coast Guard officer talking to a not retired yet, Army officer. Coasty was on his way up to he was on a layover because he was going to go skiing, I think he said he was going to go skiing. I'm talking, where are you going to go? Oh, around Spearfish, South Dakota, around there. And the Army guy's like, what the is over there? It's like, I know a guy.
Have fun going down those slopes.
Yeah, right.
I'm thirsty.
Spearfish.
Well, there's something else in the bottom here, so I might as well finish this off. Yes, it's a Mike's Hard Lemonade, a blackberry pear.
Oof.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, what's that?
That looks
mark?
like it's like 2 or 3 marketing label styles old.
Is this like a paid promotion, Mark, that you're doing?
No, if only they paid us. That would be fantastic.
Put some blackened into that.
Blackened. Then it would actually be blackberry, and I might black out. It's 11.2 fluid ounces, so no, you don't get a full 12 like the Simply over here. There is a government
sonically
warning
enhanced
on it.
by Sarah McLachlan's music or something.
I will remember you.
Gotta listen to
Can we get Sterling back in the frame? I think he's got to set some sad eyes because he hasn't had his bush yet. He needs the puffy eyes.
He came down for his trip to the backyard and he's back in bed now. So
screw you guys! I'm going back to bed. This sucks.
You're gonna have to pour him some bush and wake him up.
Get the zoomies and he's running around the island behind Ruth.
Cooking some bacon.
So this is manufactured by Mike's Hard Lemonade Company in Waddell, Arizona, which is the first time I mentioned that because I think I've had this on the show before. Is that correct there, Local Geek? It seems familiar. Maybe it was one of the
flavors. That one.
This is the blackberry pear seasonal pick.
The only one on the list is the strawberry pineapple.
No, all right. Well, here we go. 5% alcohol. Cheers to another. As I put the label actually facing Fort front, so you can.
Cheers.
You got that.
I think Kidder is just on a mission to find the absolute worst beer he can possibly drink on the show.
It's kind of like cough syrup.
Well, he hasn't made it to Steel Reserve yet, so.
No, I'm good. I did on the episode that Big D debuted. In his honor, I had the red, white, and blue can of Fore Loco.
Yes, and then you regretted every life choice you ever made after that.
I mean, I did have a headache for 3 days. Yes, you are correct. Just like the last time I had a juice. Terrible. The JOOSE. Clint, have you ever had one of those? 24 ounces of hatred.
No.
Just stay away from it, man. It says 99 cents, and you're like, oh yeah, 18% alcohol. Great.
It's a good thing. Like, alcohol never clicked with me, man. Like, because I would be a terrible drunk, man. Like, it just. I'd be trying.
Well, yeah, you were airborne and at Fort Bragg. I mean, shit.
I drank a lot then. Like, it was obviously like this is the culture then. So it was just like, you want to get. I mean, it was so encouraged. I just remember like every formation, that's all they talk about. Like, yeah, they talk about don't drink and drive, but like it's all we talk about is drinking. Like that's it. Do we talk about anything else? So it was. I mean, like I said, my roommate drank a lot. We drank a lot. But just didn't. I'm so glad that like once I left the Army like that, just I put that down because I would have been just destructive.
I can just see it now. If you had gone down that route and you're on tour and you're up there and halfway through a set, you're done with about 2 juices and you're like, it's riding on the ball. Suddenly you've turned from Another Lost Urine to Creed. Like you're suddenly Scott Stapp up on stage. He's gonna sing a song now. I'm glad you didn't go down that path. I'm just saying.
No,
thank you.
I just can't, man.
You don't know Scott Stapp, do you? I mean, is he gonna hold it against us? I mean,
no. I was just in the studio with Brett Hessler, who played bass for Creed for 6 years. He did the Revolution album, but I was just in Nashville for 2 weeks with him. Wild stories about Scott Stapp.
Yeah, you want to share anything? Can you say anything without you're getting sued? I mean, nobody sees this show, so there's that. But
no, I don't think it's that. It's just interesting. They're crazy stories to hear because like. Creed was this massive band, and it's weird to think that like Brett wasn't an official bass player, but he played bass with Creed for 7 years. I mean, he also produced, like Freeman Hanley. He did Lollipop for them, and he's also the singer for Dark New Day, some other band. I can't remember.
Hey, that's all right. You got stuff happening back there. It's all right. It's just like the rest of us. What kind of random shit happens in the background? We don't know.
I just got this in the background right here.
The picture's gonna fall off your wall, Local Geek. Just watch. An earthquake happens.
Clint, I was gonna say, if you want one better than Four Locos, try an Old English 800. You're missing out.
Horrible.
OE.
Yeah, Big D just snapped his own neck.
I had one. Never again.
No, man. I mean, like, I've had some like I've had some. My roommate, he drinks Steel Reserves, like you guys talking about it. Totally just makes me think of being in the Army. I mean, I grew up in rural North Carolina, so like Natty Light was the East man, Milwaukee's best. We grew up on bad beer and wild turkey. So it's like, I get it. So I guess that's probably why I just don't like it. This shit is it's disgusting. How can you guys enjoy it? There's no enjoyment to that.
It's not good. It's none of it's good.
You did have Dragon's Milk in North Carolina. That is something you had going for it.
What's that?
You had Dragon's Milk in North Carolina. That's something that the state had going for it.
I've never had that.
I have had those. Those are awesome.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that brewed in Asheville? Is that a mountain beer? I
have no idea, but I could get it at the Food Lion, and it was a little pricier, but it was tasty. So I got once in a while.
Yeah, fun fact, my first real job was at a Food Lion bagging groceries.
I'm so sorry.
And we used to steal beer. We would take the trash out, man, we'd put cases of beer in the bottom of the trash. So when you dump the trash can upside down, the beers would land on top, and then somebody would be out back by the dumpsters, and they'd scoop them as he do it, and we take them, we sell them at school.
You're okay. The statute of limitations is passed.
Yeah, man, that was like 25 years ago. It's all good.
That's awesome.
And now you're stuck in the home of the beast. I mean, you got Milwaukee's best in the.
Yeah, I've been to New Glarus too. You know, I've driven through there. That town's that's all they got. We played at some brewery somewhere in Racine. Something like I'm constantly around like great beers. And people are all the time trying to get me to try them and stuff like that. Honestly, if I would have drank this beer in any type of fashion, like I would have been hammered drunk. So, I mean, obviously I don't do.
Welcome to the show.
You guys are over there on like beer 32 or whatever. And I'm like half.
You can join the rest of us with some Simply Spiked lemonade.
Welcome to our meeting.
100 beers on episode 100.
Yeah, that band I was telling you about that came from Nebraska. They literally drank 90 beers in 2 days. It was insane. I was like, Jesus Christ,
90?
It was only 2 of them drinking. It was insane. Did
you say 9 or 90?
90 beers with 2 people.
Balls.
2 people, yeah.
Wow.
And a pint of Jack. So not that much Jack, but yeah.
See,
Well, not that much Jack, but my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys are surprised. I mean, anybody who's gone to the University of North Dakota and traveled somewhere for an event has clearly drank out the town of all of their beer. I mean, there's several occasions when like the Frozen Four or the final face-off in Minneapolis, and everybody goes down there to either go to the game or get trashed downtown near the game. And after the first year, when all of the beer or the beer was drank out of all of the bars, they realized, okay, if UND ends up in the tournament, they triple their beer orders, so they still have stock. Like UND, while we were there, was the #1 binge drinking college in the country.
Yes, it
After
was.
we left, oddly enough, after we left, we graduated and we lived in town for a while. But of course, we weren't included in that stat. It became #2.
Who's #1 now?
It was the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I thought Wisconsin was one the entire time we were students here.
They were
And
number
you were
two.
number 2.
They were #2 while we were there.
Maybe my freshman year they were #1, and then it was flopped.
Because we took over because there was some, news that we got the title, but it's not a good thing. And of course, I use the air quotes because if you're not first, you're last. So you might as well go. You might as well go for it, Ricky Bobby.
Didn't they put that on one of the billboards around town? Because I'm pretty sure I remember that on a billboard.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it was over by the new Red Pepper.
Yes, it was. Yep, it sure was.
Shit, I gotta be a party pooper, boys, but I gotta go.
That's all right, man. I mean, I'm glad that you were able to join us because it's an honor to have you with the show. And it doesn't matter if you're drinking the steels, if you're drinking your special reserve, if you're just drinking a water. I mean, it's my honor to have you on the show. I mean,
it was fun, man. I'm glad that I got to hang out with a bunch of aficionados of it made me feel inadequate as a person. I want you to know that, guys.
Says the guy who's toured across not only this country but other countries in not only the official capacity serving our country. Thank you very much for your service, by the way, but also in an unofficial capacity in the music world of things, sharing the smiles, the emotions, and the awesome tunes everywhere from here to there. So Before you go, I mean, anything you want to share with us? I mean, you did release that awesome track that you shared with me to the Spotify world of the revised version of War on the Inside.
Yeah, I re-released War because the record, my first record label has the masters for the first album, and honestly couldn't listen to that song on anything, just because fractions of a cent regardless from my listen to it. But so I just decided to re-record that. I just got back out of the studio with Brett down in Nashville. I just did another session with another band, and then my guitar player lives in Janesville, which is like an hour and a half south of here. So he's been coming up because usually as of lately, what I've been doing is just like writing 100% on my own, like writing, recording, engineering everything at home, and which is fine. I mean, it's fun doing it that way, but I do kind of miss the creative process of being able to bounce stuff back and forth off of people a little bit. So Justin's been coming up, and I don't know, just like in the last week alone, we've definitely written 5 songs. So the idea was for February to pretty much write an entire album, but overwrite an entire album, and then kind of see what happens. We're going to go out on tour in April with Blacklight District.
Nice.
Yeah, well, so Justin, he plays guitar in Blacklight. I'm playing bass in Blacklight. We're not another last year is not going out with Blacklight. We're going out as in Blacklight, like as the band. But yeah, so we'll be coming through. Honestly, I can't remember. I know we start in South Dakota and then we run like kind of a loop. I don't know. I don't remember. But we'll be doing that, and then just kind of see what happens. I'll have at that point probably have a really good grasp on what we're gonna do for Another Lost Year album. But in reality, I just don't have any. I don't see myself touring that much anymore, like we used to. 250 days a year is excessive. It's unnecessary in today's world. I have a really good life doing other stuff. Like I said, I work for a couple fighters in the PFL. One of them just won a championship last year in the welterweight. So we'll be defending that title this year. Our first fight is actually back in Las Vegas, April 1st. So, I got that season coming up. We already have 20-some weddings contracted for this year, and they just keep coming in. That's why I got to go to bed, because I got a couple calls tomorrow I got to jump on. But yeah, I just, life is way different than doing that. When the pandemic hit, I went back to school, my bachelor's degree in entertainment business. Actually, yesterday just got the diploma in the mail. So
congratulations.
Awesome.
So I'm just, music got me here.
The green lights in the background with the guitar hanging against the wall.
You want a funny story about this guitar? I'll tell you real quick. You're talking about Creed. Speaking of Creed, Diana Meltzer, she owned Wind Up Records. She actually signed Creed. I met her like in 2012 at her apartment in New York, and when I took a piss in the bathroom, I looked over and there was a gold Creed album on the wall, and I was like, man, that is a weird thing to have on the bathroom. And, so I go out in the living room and I'm like, holy crap, man. It was like diamond, platinum, all these awards on the wall from like Creed and Evanescence or whatever. Diana Meltzer, she looks at me and she's this woman that like you don't know. I'm pretty sure she's like 239. Like when you look at her, like you're like, man, this woman has seen some shit. And she talks like this, my man. Like, hey, my man's. She's gonna kill me if she ever sees this. But
so she was Estelle from Friends, is what you're saying.
She is a subscriber, by the way, too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
press that sub button. Thank you.
I straight up meet her at her apartment. Like, it's this $10 million apartment in Manhattan. Cyndi Lauper's asking me for a light. Like, it's just like, it's the most surreal experience I've ever had in my life. And so she's like, over the months, she like comes, she flies all over the country to see us play and stuff, and she tells me, she's like, my husband was alive, you'd have $1 million in your bank account tomorrow. And I'm like, damn, well, I wish we could get him back to fix that problem. But so she gets all this stuff signed by Scott to me. My name is Clinton, Clinton, by the way. But Diana, I could play you one of her voicemails right now and just alleviate the concerns on how her voice is, but I'll let you imagine. So she brings me all this stuff, and it's signed by Scott Stapp, and it says to Clayton, Clayton, and I'm like, damn,
almost made it.
He pulled the legal jujitsu on you. Technically, not you.
Yeah. This is a Taylor, man. She actually, Diana gave me this for Christmas, I think. I guess in probably like 2014, and that's the story of this guitar right there. Diana Meltzer, who owned Wind Up Records. That was my biggest name drop ever. I'm sorry, but I did.
Nice.
It was
good thing Clayton got that awesome guitar.
All right.
You can legally change your name, if you just do that. Then everything is in your name.
Yeah, I'll dig that stuff out one day and show you. It was one of the funniest things ever. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really, probably not the answer that a lot of people are looking for. When we ended our last couple shows in December, and I didn't say that it was going to be like the last shows that we did, but I kind of let on that, it was like, if I don't do anything else from this point forward playing shows, and like, I am satisfied, because I am. I have the first 2 songs we released at #1 on radio. I mean, like, what more could I do from that? Because I didn't do it again for the next 15 songs. So I'm constantly chasing those endorphins, constantly chasing that dragon. And I missed out on so much life, but I lived so much life too. Like I got to do things that are just unreal experiences that nobody, I mean, we were at the top. We weren't Nickelback or anything, but like to some people, we were Nickelback. You know what I'm saying? Like we partied in Vegas. I mean, we were being walked into the Hustler Club while our music's playing, and there's young ladies stripping to our music on stage in Las Vegas. I mean, and we're, on cruise ships going out of the country playing with Breaking Benjamin, and I'm out in front of 4,000 people on Uproar singing with Deuce and stuff like that. Like, it was a totally surreal experience. And I gave 100% of my life to that. And it didn't give 100% back to me in, areas that I thought that it should have. So I'm very grateful for the life that it gave me, but I just can't see myself going out there and beating up the pavement and living in a van and doing that crazy stuff again. I'll sit here from the confines of home and write the best music that I can write. And if the stars align to go out and do it big again, I'll do it. But until then, like, I choose my mental health and happiness kind of over trying to please people that I'm never going to please.
And that's something a lot of people don't have any clue of. I mean, they think of that you have this giant tour bus and you stay in a luxurious hotel every night, and you play this place and you get done and then you fly to the next place. Like, that
pays for that.
There are those bands who have that amount of following and that amount of money to do that, but a majority, probably 85% of the bands that are out touring, have a little tiny Mercedes Transit van converted into a Winnebago. They all sleep in a bunk and have, I'm probably telling a lot here, right? But I mean, you got a suitcase full of clothes, and when you've worn those clothes for a week and 5 shows, like, you got to wash them at some laundromat and have the 75 cents to shove through the machine to hopefully wash your clothes well enough, and then stay in a Walmart parking lot, keep the van running because you decided to come to North Dakota in January and it's 30 below, and hopefully not freeze through the night. and then hopefully that you have a sponsorship from Jameson or one of the other alcohol companies, so then you get some free alcohol and you can stay warm at night and you move on to the next show and stuff. I mean, that's pretty much the down and dirty version of tour life for most of the bands, including what you and the other guys went through several times, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, we bought our first van was a 1989 Dodge Mirage, man. I paid
yes.
Yeah, it was. We paid $950 for this thing from a guy that I knew, and he was like, "I'm getting rid of it." And so we loaded this thing up, and like we drove to Wichita, Kansas. That was the first show that we had in that thing. Like, what the hell were we doing? And we progressed through them. We moved up into a conversion van, then we went to a small bus, and we went to an RV, and we went up through it. But it's like when you're paying $250 a tank or $300 a tank, and you're doing that twice a day, like you just start. I don't know. I started looking. I had a mortgage. I had I had 2 kids. I was paying child support. like this is insanity, So we got smart about it. Like got a part-time job at a hotel to get hotel discounts, and went to a 15-passenger van, and you just do things like that. And we, after our 3rd record deal, it's like, I'm paying for everything anyway, so why am I giving everybody else my money? So we kind of got smart about that, as smart as you could get. And it's just it's tough, man. There are bands out there, like my business partner. I have a telecommunications business. He has a bus company, like they drive Power Man 5000, like Saliva is one of their, they got bands like that they take out, and I know how much money those bands pay, but I also know like some of these country singers that they take out, that these guys are paying $25,000-$30,000 a week out to pay, and you're like, man, you must be making a whole bunch of money, and you're like, there's no way they're making that kind of money a week. So it's a tough grind for anybody, for everybody. I commend everybody out there doing it. Like I said, I went hard for 10 years. I would, if the right tour came along, I would go back out for 30 days, but that's a lot, man. That's a lot I'm a 40-year-old man.
Well, I will say, I mean, between radio and doing the showbiz thing, making music, going on tour, that's what intertwined you and I, to coin a phrase, right? Oddly enough, and thanks for the shout out on that EP, because that's one of my eternal claims to fame, that I actually made it somewhere. And the story about, we told it before, but you and Nate and the other guys with Elysium standing on the Gulf Coast of the Gulf of Mexico in, I think, Mississippi, listening through the app on your phone, hearing that song premiered. I mean, like that stuff to me, it's super cool in the moment, because you're number one or you're last. So I got to premiere it, super excited about it. I got to be part of that process thanks to you, but then because of that, I'm also making a huge moment in your life. And I mean, just both of us having that intertwined time through our radio music career. I can't thank you enough for, reaching out and including me in that, because some schmuck from Bismarck, North Dakota, being able to be that famous in certain circles, right? Like, it's not going to happen again here, especially with the talent that's around here. Like, I understand that. And so I appreciate that. I just want you to know that.
No, man, I appreciate you, dude. It's cool to be when you think about, like, just even all of us here together today, it's like for all of us to be in the same, just living at the same time. It's kind of crazy. I mean, we have air conditioning, you know what I'm saying?
I love AC.
Like in the winter time. There's there's people that like we get to witness crazy stuff. Like it's just it's wild to be here. I mean, they're shooting down Chinese balloons over there in South Carolina.
That some bitch went over us too. Like Montana almost went up there and took care of it for themselves before it got to North Dakota. So I mean, it's real. But either way, I just want you to know, Clint, that anytime you make it up into our neck of the woods, you're always welcome to stop by. I mean, JS Gunslinger, Howard, LcL Geek, we'll all get you some good alcohol to sip on, have a sample. You know, you don't need to finish a whole 12 ounce. Yeah, maybe even a simply lemonade. JS Gunslinger's offering his private reserve for you there.
You guys have to let me know about your list, man, because I still I travel all over still, and I'll see if I can round you up some beers and get you guys sent out from states.
That would be fantastic because we can't get some of those states up here. So I mean, anything for content on this show, and obviously you're welcome anytime. Not only in person, but on the show, you know, come give us some insight into the actual professional world because we'd like to elevate this show any way we can. Let's be honest.
You guys are doing it, man. I'm just glad to be here. Congrats on 100, man.
Thanks for that NFT.
It got messed up with the 2, but you know, you get the idea.
There you go.
If you come to Minneapolis, Clint, just give me a DM. We can go out to dinner or something too.
Dude, I'm gonna be in where am I gonna be tomorrow? In Amory, which is not far from Minneapolis.
Amory?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that's at.
Yeah, nobody knows where it's at, bro. Man, for sure. We'll definitely hang out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll do it. It was a pleasure, fellas. Congrats on 100.
Take care, Clint. Have a good night.
See you guys.
And then
Kidder.
there were 8.
Yeah, Kidder, I
Is
took
this-
some time to.
Is this kind of like a Mortal Kombat, like who's the last to finish?
Howard.
Don't challenge
You
us.
know?
He's the last. He's still on his first beer.
You know, Howie, I was looking through our set list here, and we've only made it to like number 4.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. What I was trying to say is I tried to look up and do the research on the top 10 binge drinking schools. The best I could come up with was the top 10 college towns for consuming alcohol. So we have Madison, Wisconsin, home of the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Boo.
Morgantown, West Virginia, home of West Virginia University. Austin, Texas, home to the University of Texas. Providence, Rhode Island, home to Providence College. Chico, California, home of California State University, Chico. Boulder, Colorado, home of the University of Colorado. Billings, Montana, home of Montana State University.
Okay.
New Orleans, Louisiana, home of Tulane University. Champaign and Urbana, Illinois, home to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And Fargo, North Dakota, home of the North Dakota State University.
Boo.
And on that terrible news, Kidder, we've been chatting for quite a while. It's time, unfortunately, for us to wrap up episode 100. And to do that, it's, of course, the traditional method of cheap plugs.
I mean, Big D just left.
I'm sure he's coming back, and I think it'd be great if we end this episode before he gets back and not tell him it's over.
Yeah.
Before Big D comes back and before we try and lose some more content, the first thing, visit us online, beerbluesbs.com. Beerbluesbs.com. It's right here on the shirt. It's right here on the screen if you're watching the video version of this. That's our website, beerbluesbs.com. While you're on the website, you can click on a text right at the top that says merch. You can get a wonderful Beer Blues BS pint glass with the Triple B logo on it, or perhaps a Kidder's Old Fashioned pint glass or shirt or other items. And how about this? I would like a water with hops and grain. Yes, a Kidder Classic glass there with the Triple B logo on it. BeerBluesBS.com. Again, click merch right at the top of the page. Aside from that, well, we almost made it. Somebody had to show up and ruin the cheap plugs. They're not so cheap anymore because I'm saying them, and we all know how cheap Big B is. So
go get yourself some Brigade, you son of a bitch.
Other than that, make sure you like us and subscribe. Facebook, we're on there. Instagram, we're there. You can even like us on Twitter. Follow us. Yeah. Oh, me anyway. Howard's not on Twitter. He doesn't have time for that. Otherwise, YouTube is there to watch the video versions of the show. As for the audio versions, we are on iHeartRadio. We're on Podbean. We're on Pandora. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, TuneIn, IMDb, Stitcher, and Spotify, of course, if I haven't mentioned that yet. We are there, too, on any of the audio platforms. If you search Beer, Blues, and BS, you'll find us. Please click the subscribe button and listen to all of the episodes available for free. That's how awesome it is. BeerBluesBS.com for more information on that. And I mentioned YouTube. That's where the video version is. YouTube.com/BeerBluesBS or just at Beer Blues BS. You can search for us in the nifty search feature. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like our episodes because sharing is also caring. We'd love for you to share our content with your friends because then they can become our friends. And it's just like this. One giant show of a show. So thank you. Thank you for being part of the Triple B family because we couldn't do it without you. Other than that, I've finished this Mike's Hard Lemonade of 5% alcohol by volume, and that other Simply Spiked. JS Gunslinger's still working through his 8th beer, I think, or 9th, maybe spiked something or other. He's probably going to find the ghost of Jimi Hendrix shortly. For what I'm talking about with that, go back about 30 episodes, 40, 50, somewhere in there, and, well, Jimi Hendrix can tantalize your auditory taste buds for more fun with that as well. So, hey, for everybody that's been on the show, tonight we had Brother Smallz, we had Farva, of course, Clinton Cunanan, the other people who couldn't make it tonight, including Dinosaur and that funny guy, and Ultimo Justin, and, well, JS Gunslinger, Midnight Rocker 101, Rudeboy Kyle, Big D, Bob Giggles, the Brewmaster himself, LcL Geek, Howard Blues. Did I miss anybody else? No? I guess that's everybody. It's time.
The cherry in your Manhattan.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, your Manhattan gets a cherry. That's why you don't drink them sons because they suck. Because they have a cherry in them. So take your cherry, you turn it somebody sideways and stick it straight up your cherry candy ass. And enjoy that. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS. Man, there's free beer tomorrow. And make sure you keep your glass at least half full. And we will catch you on down that non-cherry Tuscan Highway. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Beer, Blues, and BS.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a drink after that.
Guessing there was no Facebook shares, hence no drawing.
All the BS took over. Took over.
I was looking through the list, and I'm like, well, we've made it to 4.
Mine is 2 and 3.
Yeah,
pretty much.
having skipped 2 and 3 and a whole bunch of audibles about ball jokes thrown in there.
We made it to bald jokes, what's on tap, and new products from Bush.
I mean, I kind of covered terrible advertising at the end. Let's be honest.
I mean, technically, in a roundabout way, we did make it to the iceberg that sunk the Titanic.
Oh, we didn't even touch the iceberg that sunk the Titanic.
We sure did. I mean, we had bald jokes about
brought
the
up
iceberg
Titanic jokes.
and Titanic jokes. So, I mean, we were there.
And the door.
Well, the topic was regarding the pictures that are at the bottom of the document.
We were in the wheelhouse.
We'll cover that the next time on.
Yeah, I'll throw the magic roundabout in there sometime when it's more drained to, whatever the hell I'm saying.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know there was photos in this thing. What the hell? I'm not that technologically advanced. Kidder can testify from the conversation that him and I had earlier today about said Xbox.
Yeah. Copy and paste.
So it was my son's birthday.
Xbox One, they're not talking first generation Xbox.
Shut up. Okay, some of us are still running a 360, okay? We don't know the difference.
Hey, that's the newest Xbox I've got, so.
So my son turned 11 today, and
Happy birthday.
I was last minute, like, I am with everything else because I'm a terrible parent. And I called the wife, and I'm like, hey, we got to get him something. I'm going to run to the pawn shop. There's one down the street that I get quite a few things from. And I was looking at a Series S. And I'm like, I've just about bought it. But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, where's the disk drive? Series S does not have the disk drive. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, do you have Series X? And she goes, yeah, we got one. So she brings out an Xbox One Series X. And my brain doesn't know the difference because I don't do this stuff. So
You can grab me.
so he got a series, or he got an Xbox One Series X. But you know what? He was ecstatic about it. So I'm going to call it a win in parenting because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So
Shitty. Stop working your fuck.
Well, speaking of birthdays, mine's next Friday, and I'm going to be at Dialectic all evening for those of you that are in town or want to come to town.
I will not be getting you an Xbox.
I will not be in Iowa.
It's good you're not in Iowa because Local Geek's not going to be in Iowa either.
I don't go to Iowa till Saturday.
Who's in Iowa?
No, there's a story.
That's Rudeboy.
Rudeboy.
Oh, frick.
No, I need to tell you the story.
Still not going to be in
Dialectic's
Iowa.
over in Mandan.
Local Geeks in the city that has something that Bismarck never has, and that's a beautiful city across the river.
Oh, you mean the Local Geek is, local to North Dakota? I didn't draw that connection.
Dan.
We got all kinds of visitors here now.
Yep. I gotta go lay down because I've been up for like 24 hours. Screw that noise.
Oh, sweet.
So,
and that beer sure helped.
I'm almost there with you.
Grab the other one too.
So